Hello, my name is Charlotte Henderson, and I'm a recent graduate from the Master of Child Study and Education program at the University of Toronto. This video story will explore playful approaches to developing foundational literacy skills in kindergarten. In Ontario, a 2-year full-day kindergarten model has been adopted. The curriculum is play and inquiry-focused, centering the natural curiosity of the children. Educators are encouraged to become co-learners, learning from and with the children. However, by the end of grade 1, students are expected to be demonstrating reading fluency and drafting and revising their writing. Kindergarten teachers are thus faced with the challenge of crafting a learning environment that is rich in inquiry and play while also ensuring that their students are adequately prepared for the academic rigors of the first grade. In a 2-year kindergarten program, the range of literacy skills within a class can be immense. Some students may be reading fluently, while others will enter without the ability to name any letters or letter sounds. As teachers, it's integral that we know what to do to support those students right away, in a way that is fun and playful and allows all of our students to progress and thrive in their literacy journeys. This video will explore this challenge by reflecting on some of the relevant research regarding foundational literacy skills and playful pedagogical approaches. I'll describe a couple of key moves to help struggling students improve their alphabetic knowledge and phonological awareness, and discuss the supports needed to make those moves successful. Whether inspired by Indigenous teachings or an immensely challenging global pandemic, many teachers are embracing a move to spend more time teaching and learning outside. With that in mind, the moves described here can be done in an indoor or outdoor classroom. So what does the research tell us? When entering the first grade, a student's alphabetic knowledge, that is, their ability to recognize the letters of the alphabet and identify the sounds that they make, and their phonological awareness, that is, their ability to hear and manipulate phonemes and understand a number of linguistic structures, including rhyme and syllables, are strong predictors of their future oral reading fluency as well as their broader academic success. When introducing the letters of the alphabet, Jones and Ritzel found that students benefited considerably more from a letter-a-day approach compared to a letter a week. This allowed all the letters of the alphabet to be reviewed within the first 2 months of school, rather than taking almost the entire year, ensuring students without previous alphabetic knowledge were introduced to all the letters fairly promptly. The faster pace also supported students who came in with stronger alphabetic skills because it kept them engaged and allowed more challenging letters, for example, those whose letter names don't correspond to their letter sounds, like H, 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 and W, 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 to be reviewed many times. Students as young as 3 benefit from an alphabetic skills program if it is scaffolded to ensure that it is developmentally appropriate. Successfully scaffolded activities take an expectation and break it down into achievable tasks that stretch each child's learning without demanding so much that the child is unable to complete the task. This is particularly important when teaching literacy because occupational therapists warn that not all children entering kindergarten will be ready for the self-regulation and fine motor challenge of printing letters. Successful play-based approaches include programs that first teach a literacy game and then encourage the children to expand and change it, as well as programs where educators set up literacy-rich environments and then find appropriate moments to enter student-directed play and offer or model literacy-building extensions. For example, Ballman, Bollinger, and Myers describe a classroom where a station was created with paper taped to the underside of a table and named the Sistine Chapel. Children were encouraged to lie down with a pillow under head and practice drawing as Michelangelo might have done, and to sign their name when finished. In the same classroom, a teacher noticed a group of children playing superheroes and grabbed some paper and worked with the children to create a simple storyboard of their superhero story so that they could share it with others. Excel and Linnington note that guided play not only increases student motivation, but can also allow students to move their bodies and engage their senses, supporting the development of their perceptual and sensory motor skills, which the authors call the invisible pathways to literacy. So what can we as educators do to ensure that all students gain the foundational literacy skills they require? The research is clear that students who enter kindergarten without alphabetic knowledge benefit the most from daily letter introductions. Evidence suggests outcomes will be stronger if teachers use an explicit and systematic phonics program to guide their instruction, which helps ensure that letters and phonemes are taught in an optimal order. Each morning in our morning circle, we can introduce a new letter to the whole class. In under 5 minutes, we can introduce the name of a letter, showing its upper and lowercase forms, demonstrate the sound the letter makes and practice making it together, and then think of words that start with that letter sound or find the letter in nearby text. Later in the day, we can have students practice making the shape of the letter using manipulatives like pipe cleaners, popsicle sticks, and blocks, or outside we can have them use sticks, rocks, or other found materials. As the children create the letters, we can encourage them to repeat the letter sound. Throughout the day, we can help them notice when the letter of the day emerges naturally in their play. This approach combines whole group direct instruction that is efficient and interactive with practice that is playful and allows students to move their bodies, making haptic visual audio connections to the alphabet without taxing their emerging fine motor skills. For this move to be successful, it is essential that students not be sitting for more than 10 minutes in the morning circle. This is a challenge as often there's lots we want to share with our students in the morning. Be realistic about whether it is possible, and if not, carve out 5 to 10 minutes later in the day to ensure the daily letter is not missed. We can also create playful rhymes with our students. Write a rhyme, for example, "at" on a whiteboard or outdoor wall with chalk. While the class is engaged in stations or free play, call students over individually or in small groups and explain you are making a rhyming poem. Give them the first line, "There once was a cat." Show them the rhyme you've written down and explain that by putting a letter in front of "at," you can create a rhyme. Ask them to give it a try. Because you're doing this in small groups, you can scaffold the activity to accommodate each student's current ability. This doesn't mean you need to create groups with similar abilities. In fact, having a student with strong phonological awareness go first may help act as a model for other students. For some students, you may want to write appropriate onsets down, for example, H, P, R, M, and S. Then have them choose one letter and get them to practice blending the sounds together. S, A, T, S, A, T, sat. If this was enough of a challenge, you can then provide a connecting phrase. Could we say, "There once was a cat who quietly sat"? Some students may be able to come up with a connecting phrase on their own or together. Reading storybooks, socio-dramatic play opportunities, as well as inquiry learning all provide students with important opportunities to develop their vocabulary. Research indicates that ELL kindergarten students benefit from an increased vocabulary even more than phonological awareness. This can be supported in this activity by printing pictures to correspond to the rhyme choices, helping connect the sound of the word with its meaning. You can also have students playfully act out the rhyme as you read it back to them. After you've exhausted all the possible onsets, mark down who participated and share the silly rhyme with them, acting it out all together. Then begin anew with the remaining students. Working with students individually or in small groups can be a challenge as it requires that the rest of the class be happily engaged. You want the activity to feel like another play opportunity for the children and not work, so you don't want to pull reluctant children away from an activity they are deeply enjoying. This may mean the activity has to unfold over several days, and that's okay. Play and inquiry are naturally literacy-rich activities. However, to ensure that all our students build a strong literacy foundation, we need to provide them with instructional opportunities to develop their alphabetic knowledge and phonological awareness. The research reviewed here shows that this will be most effective if lessons are short, fun, and don't overtax students' self-regulation or fine motor skills. The literacy skills developed can then be extended through thoughtful play centered around the children's interests, helping introduce them to the many joys of literacy.